While we have waited a long time, there's no much of updates here. Death Prophet continues to. While we have waited a long. Okay, great. Long time. There's no much of updates. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the game, and I hope there's been a lot of chattering and blabbering on me and Kshitij going on. I don't know how much of it did you hear, but we did discuss some really nice things, but I'm not sure how many of you got it. But then it's all right. It's best said than maybe it's good for you that you did not hear it. Okay, so we have a quick update on what's going on. Let me just remind you, this is an Elunes game victorious regional finals match between Team DMC and Team Oblique Gaming. Oblique Gaming, for them, this is the second round of this match, and first round was won by Oblique Gaming, pretty much convincing win there. But now Oblique Gaming is facing a much more calculated approach by Team DMC. They are much more organized, and we are finding a very good fighting stance between both of these games. Here I have with me is Kshitij, and I am Robin, also known as Punjab Police, casting for you, and we're going to give updates here. Over to you, Kshitij.
And I'm also known as Croc. For those who know me, I work for a website known as gosugamers.net. I'm here thanks to Lord Nod Productions. Thank you for having me here. Big shout out to Alienware. The awesome hardware that you've given us is mind-blowing, and it's such an eye candy to look at them. And you know, the game is so far has been an even balance. The Radiant have left their top open, and the Dire have not been able to do anything on their bot lane. So it's a balance has been created. The only thing is that the Radiant have the advantage of a tower here because they managed to pick this tower up with the help of Leshrac. Meanwhile, at bot, they're just blocking the creeps, they're pulling the creeps. Mage is just hacking away perfectly every hero he can get his hands on. And we see a pause again. Oh my god, so many number of pauses, and this is just making me lose the train of thought. I cannot pick up from where we were, where we left. We'll just try as our best to get you the complete action and in a coherent way as we can. And Mass Tadup coming in from the DMC Baka player. Yes, obviously it's a Tadup, man. I mean, I completely relate with you. Another word, another variant of the word coming out, which I do not know if I can mention on the stream here. But the game has been paused again, and ping signals going out everywhere. I don't know what to do. It's just one thing that comes into my mind, you know, when this happens. And there's a TV series called The Wire, if you've seen it.
No, I have not.
And there's this guy who's that accent, the Baltimore accent, and he's like, he says shit, but he says it in such a way that it's so awesome. It just catches on to it. It's like shit. And he drags it out. He drags it out, and that's just stuck here. That's the one word I could use to describe this situation.
Let us not use that word for the time being. Okay. All right. The game has paused again. I don't know. I think it's the lag issue that is troubling the teammates, since this is a very important match. They are not willing to compromise on land. Though, do we have a resume here again? 3, 2, 1. There it goes again. We need some focus on the screen.
Unpause here. We can actually just click on one hero and just follow him. He has his claymore up. And there's a pause again just as we start speaking. There's still a delay that's coming out. People are complaining. The Earthshaker seems to be complaining about a delay here. The issues have just been popping up every game. We've tried to cast here. Let's see how it gets sorted. Meanwhile, we can just take a look at the gold graph here. It's been a steady line. Well, again, I guess, yep, it's a steady line in favor of the Radiant at the moment, going to plus 1,000 at its highest point at the current moment. And then we have the difference in gold earned that is again in the favor of Radiant. I think this is a loaded game that we are watching, right? We've loaded a game because the graph should not be a vertical line right from the start. It should actually start at the median.
Yeah, I think it's only a matter of few minutes. It's going to populate itself because the last time we were casting one match and we got disconnect from the caster side and we reconnected, so it showed 0-0. But it populates itself in time. You know, one action, maybe you get one kill here or there or something, it populates again. Maybe it takes some time. Maybe that's the thing that DOTA2 needs to improve on, the reconnection issues and all. But still, the graphs are going to populate themselves sooner or later, but what we know for now is that there is a very balanced team play. They have left the top, the Radiant team has left the top completely open for anti-mage to farm up, and bottom lane they have been trying, they have actually maintained a domination. Okay, great way to think about it. So, let us talk about some things. Oh, they complain the BF3 is making lag for them. All right. Great thing. While we have some time, let's talk about something, Kshitij, that's been actually crawling up my mind. Like I mentioned earlier to you, I've actually developed a soft corner for all the new gamers that have been budding up and they want to go in for all the new Dota scenario. They might be forming teams, looking after this stream and all the matchups here. They want to be like all the top players of India, and they want to be like them. They want to behave like them. They want to play like them. They want to match up against them. Do you feel me?
Yep, I totally feel you, and I actually lost track of your question. Can you please repeat it?
All right. Maybe just finish typing first. There we go. Okay. Still waiting for the game to end pause. So here's my question to you, Kshitij. Listen, as a startup Dota player, okay, what do you advise the players should go for in terms of picking of heroes as is concerned? Like if someone wants to start playing Dota, he doesn't know anything about it, okay? Obviously he's going to join pub games or he's going to go for private lobbies, okay? But then what would you recommend those startup heroes to start with? Easy heroes, and what kind of heroes they should go for? That's the question.
Well, as you can see, the Dota community has been very proactive in getting these new people out. In fact, it's really interesting for me to point out that because of me working with GoSoGamers.net for such a long time and being active in the scene, I actually know everything that's going on. We're taking tremendous steps to actually ensure that the newcomers do not feel alienated by the sudden influx of knowledge that comes their way. Because most of the people would just get discouraged and run away. But you have to sustain it. You need a friend who can actually show you your way. If you're alone, you can just keep reading stuff, but you definitely need someone to play it with. Because ultimately, Dota is a team game. Without a team, it does not work. You can at least start off by playing with bots. Then you can get a friend along with you and try some combos, try some skills that could synergize well with each other. Another thing I'd like to point out is we have this amazing concept of a Dota coaching league that we've started on Reddit. It's an open source kind of thing. And everyone in the world is a member at Reddit. And you can easily sign up over there, go there, and you have a list of coaches that you can want. We have listed our names as coaches there. Many people from the Indian scene have listed. And you can just go there. If you want a coach, if you find a suitable coach who is willing to train you for the things you're looking for, you can actually pair up, meet them on Skype, and actually do that. So there is a mechanism in place. Do not worry, I'm not going to publicize anything. Reddit is, in fact, the new place of news. We're getting all our news sourced from there. It's basically the feed at the moment. That's all, and that's happening. And as for the question, what would you ask a startup player to actually start with? It's basically really simple. Start with a ranged hero. Do not take a melee hero that forces you to go close to the creeps, and when you're not fast enough to actually go back when the creep wave is dead, you get hits from the creeps and die.
I'm really forced to ask you this question. I always ask my friends to start with a sniper. Now, how good is that?
Exactly, sniper with the maximum range. Max out your range, stay as far as you can, and keep hitting the creeps from a distance. That's the best way to go. In fact, I actually, for some reason, started with Alina because I thought she was really good looking, and maybe she has some awesome powers, maybe, and she was really awesome. Then slowly I came into snipers and the ranged heroes, the Razor. In those days, I remember I started at 6.27 or 6.2x series.
The shock series they used to give.
Very early.
Massive shock.
Yeah, it is like the He was a basic hero. First skill would just increase his attack speed. Second skill would let out a chain lightning, and third skill would increase his movement speed. And the ultimate would just give a random shock, like you said. It was that time. That's the moment when, and he was such a noob-friendly hero. Just 2 skills to use, very simple skills, targeted skills, and 1 self-inflicted skills. So it was really awesome. I mean, these are the heroes that you should start off with. Heroes that you should definitely avoid are Chen, Meepo, and heroes like Techies and Invoker. These heroes are definitely something you should avoid. And as we speak, the game has been resumed. Finally, for the nth time as we speak, and is the same laning as we've been talking about. Rikimaru is already reached level 6. In fact, he's close to level 8 now, with 3,000 gold in his bank, and nothing has been bought yet. I'm starting to believe he might be looking for a quick diffusal blade, a Yasha or a Basha. There's just so many ways you can go with a Rikimaru, and you cannot predict what this game needs. Although I'm starting to believe that it could most likely be a diffusal blade or a Manta pickup. And we see them chasing the Dead Prophet down, 1 hit, and Furion, they're actually a bit too late. She retreats safely back behind the tower. A TP, in fact, did come out of the Dire team to help her out, but they cancelled it in time. And we see hits going off, Akasha in the run, and she falls down for the tornado of the Invoker. Good play there, Mr. Crowley. He's just keeping it so tight. Akasha is just finding it way too tough. She has 2 null talismans, a bottle, which she probably went there to get refilled, and in the process ended up losing her life. The double damage on the Invoker was the reason that it all happened. What do you think, Robin? Like, this game is turning out to be a little boring than the rest we've been seeing. The rest have been action-packed. There's been action going all over the map. This is just a free farming game. It's like they just wanted to be a right-hitting contest in the end.
Oh no, don't get so depressed. I mean, this is only the calm before the storm, man. The storm is brewing. It's brewing in terms of experience. It's brewing in terms of gold. It's brewing in terms of the strategic placement of heroes. You've just seen Invoker killing Akasha there. It depicts the kind of rune control that Mr. Crowell is working, like we saw it in the previous game with Temporal Assassin. He's definitely keeping the rune control in his hand. By the use of a double damage rune, he was able to kill a blinker as Akasha. But then it definitely is a slow game though, because all the lanes are holding positions, and we have got another pause here that is actually killing the mood of everything. But still, we are expecting it to resume again, because they are not ready to start this thing over. Some lag issues I think is the problem which some players are facing. I think Leshrac is Leshrac is the one who's facing lag problems, is it? Maybe.
Well, it was Leshrac, and then even Earthshaker actually called out for a delay here some time back, but I really don't know what's happening there. It's just become frustrating, and I'm really hoping that we could have the replays later on to make some proper casts of these games that could do justice to the community, to the fans that want to watch this nicely. And we see the game has been resumed again. The Invoker is really close to his 4 stuff. In fact, he actually has a cold snap, goes off on Akasha, and she actually blinks out in time. Aggressiveness being displayed by Mr. Crowley there on the Invoker. 1 Observer Ward on him. He's on level 10 at the moment. Rikimaru has just been hacking away. He does have his Diffusal Blade up. So that's the big item that he's got. 11 minutes into the game, and he has a Diffusal Blade. Sick farm there. 69 creep stats. In 11 minutes into the game. Meanwhile, on top we have Anti-Mage with 71. It's so neck to neck here. Both the carries are farming hard, but I gotta be honest with you, even if the Anti-Mage gets the Battle Fury and then they go head to head, it will still be the Rikimaru who comes out on top. Because of the smoke. The smoke has been an imbalanced skill for a long time. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain picks up an invisibility rune, managed to take it off from the hands of Mr. Crowley, who wasn't bothered to get it. He wants his levels, he wants that farm right now. She is going top, trying to snipe off the courier maybe? No, the courier is going back to the base. She's going for the Ezreal, Keeper of the Light. She has him in sight. He's actually going into the jungle. He's going into the little pathway made in the forest, and he's safely there. The ping signals go out. She knows he's there. She's going in. She's trying to snipe him out. She's trying to scout him. He's eating the trees and making a way for himself. She finally finds him. Shadow strike, scream of pain. Right hits coming. One blink and he should die. She's still waiting for the teleport to end. Rikimaru is here. Keeper of the Light won't go down. Akasha is still in a fix. Blinks right next to Rikimaru. Diffusal hits and he goes down. That was unfortunate. And a blink coming out and Earthshaker with a fissure smoking. Rikimaru on a sliver of HP. He blinks back and he survives this. Oh, he dies. He dies. I'm sorry for that. He just died. Mr. Crowley's Invoker actually just picking off the Earthshaker here. He's again now going after the Rubik here. One hit and he should go down, and he does go down. Excellent play there by Mr. Crowley. And Rikimaru actually falling is actually a big plus for Oblique Gaming. Things might not be so dire for them. Anti-Mage can actually make a difference with all the farm that he gets now.
What did just happen?
A shitload of action, my friend.
Dude, it was amazing action. It all started with Akasha just acquiring a sight of Ezreal, and then everybody's dead.
It was like a domino effect. One after the other, people just kept coming, and they kept dying. And it was actually a little unfortunate for Akasha because she did not realize that Rikimaru was at the exact point where she was blinking. And when she blinked there, Rikimaru knew that she had a cooldown and it was easy to take down. It was just right clicks and
the diffuser did the job.
Yeah, and even the purge wasn't necessary. In fact, 2 right clicks, 1 smoke would have done it. He wasted a charge of his diffusal blade on that. So he's now down to like 7 charges.
But I'm sure that charge is still counting the credibility of Rikimaru. He got a kill there, did he?
Absolutely. It's totally worth it.
Alright, early games, only 13 minutes into it, the Diffusal Blade up on Rikimaru. Akasha took the full heat of it. She did try to catch up on the Kotl, but then Rikimaru took the upper hand. It was good support there. Akasha did not expect the Rikimaru to be in the position where she tried to blink. Rikimaru taking the full advantage of the situation, got a hand off on her. So the game yet again went into the pause phase. I think the lag issue persists. Still waiting. Let's see if things go good.
Interesting item there. A mechanism being picked up by Furion here, which we failed to notice due to all the lags and the disconnects that kept happening. He has farmed up his mechanism at the 13th of, he picked up quite a bit earlier, but the key item here is the mechanism and the diffusal blade on Riki that make them so powerful. And the Ezreal is here with sentry wards. He's probably looking to go for that tranquil boots, as we've seen. Amazing item on Ezreal. He has an infinite resource of mana. He just can keep popping off that heal whenever he wants. And they're probably looking to go for the star here. Mr. Crowley with his Invoker has not yet got his 4-star completed. Last hit goes to the Nature's Prophet, Chinese monk here, taking the last hit. It should be interesting to see what Mr. Crowley goes for. He still has that Observe Ward in his pocket.
What's the status on the anti-mage?
Let's take a look at the anti-mage. He actually is really close. Actually, he's not really close. He is actually... Oh, and he does get it. As we speak, the courier was just flying with the Void Stone that completed his Battle Fury. Now he has his prime, his core, the corest of the core item, that is Battle Fury, that has become Battle Fury, in fact.
Right.
In the past year or so, has been Battle Fury. Now he has that. Now it's all up to him how much the team can just give him time just to match up with Rikimaru, because the smoke is still going to be very hard to deal with. No amount of BKB, no amount of anything can stop except a Ghost Scepter, and a Ghost Scepter on an anti-mage is an impossibility. No one has really done that, and it's completely, it would completely be absurd to make that. So the smoke is simply a great skill that Rikimaru just brings into the game. A little underrated hero, but he is seriously going to show some colors in the coming time.
No, definitely. He's showing colors in this match itself. Oh, come on, just check out the bottom lane. Something happening right there. Now we got a push here. The tower is gone in the bottom lane, so is gone the upper lane. We got a 3 heroes assessment together. Queen of Pain, Rubik and Anti-Mage are gathering up on the top lanes, trying to fend it off with the tower that they just lost a couple of minutes ago. So the game is almost returned to a farming session again. To check out the bottom lane, the tower is seeming to have some hits. Alright, Furin is there with all his chance, and there goes the tower. They're losing towers very badly, man.
Well, that's to be expected. They have a Leshrac Nature's Prophet combo, and with that said, with the treants that the Nature's Prophet produces and the Diabolic Edict, towers are just paper for them. Initiation upon the anti-mage, EMP tornado goes out and right hits, and a smoke, timely smoke from Rikimaru gets the anti-mage.
That's exactly what you were talking about. Smoke is absolute death for anti-mage. He cannot do anything, he cannot blink out, he cannot necessarily do it. Diffusal, smoke, he can't move, dead.
Once smoked and then diffused and used upon when you used upon diffusal blade, you cannot get out. The movement speed is slowed to such an extent that the smoke is almost permanent. You have to stick there and you're not able to use any ability. So the blink is completely of no consequence at that point. Now as we speak, the tower advantage going severely in favor of Mr. Crowley. Mr. Crowley even picking up the Rubik support here. Ultimate popped off by the Crobulus here, but she cannot do much here. Aggressive game by Invoker. He's really going out and really reaching out to the enemy side to get those kills, those important kills. This is just shaping the game. 7-for-2 is the score. 13 is the level on Invoker. His competitor, the Akasha, the mid solo, is at level 9. The difference is huge. You do not really see that happening in a competitive game.
I know, but we should not also outlook the fact that the game has entered the pause many times. Apparently there's an issue of some kind of lag here. Game is paused again by Invoker himself.
One would hope that being on LAN and all should turn out to be the fairest of the fair competitions. No internet, no online disconnects, no ping issues. But it's not so. I mean, it's a little disappointing. I'm a little disappointed. What do you think?
Oh, it's okay, but it's something, the online thing that's come up in DOTA2. You've seen this in the online matchmaking. We do face problems like these, but I'm sure it's only a minor hitch into the whole big plan of Valve coming up with those situations. Lag is something which will be there for a while, I believe. But I'm sure they're going to work out something, some workaround for this issue, and we're going to see better in the upcoming games. Meanwhile, let's see a resume again.
They've resumed the game now, again, for the nth time as we speak, and it's honestly a little tiring here. We've just been able to cast one game since the morning, and this is the second one. We have Akasha with the power treads, kept on strength, 2 null talismans, and Rikimaru is more than fat. He's actually bought his Ogre Axe. He's probably looking for that BKB as fast as he can get, because the Earth he still cannot go in front of an Earth Shaker and a Queen of Pain and the Dead Prophet combo, because he's still weak in terms of HP. He just has 850 HP right now. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage is even weaker at 720 HP, so it's just basically one smoke, one nuke, and a couple of right hits, and Anti-Mage is down. He still hasn't leveled up, maxed out his spell shield. He's gone to max his mana break and the blink. As we speak, the Zoe build by the burning build by from the burning the player from DK. His build has usually been to take one of each skill and then max out the stats and take the ulti and then max out the blink. That's what he's been doing, but we haven't seen that being put to effect much often in any other matches by any other teams here. As we see, Rikimaru is actually farming the top lane. A little engagement there. Sentry was being placed all over the map. Mr. Crowley actually, Invoker actually scouting all of them. He did actually manage to see Akasha here. Now there's some engagement going on top. They're going for the mid tower. Split Earth goes, they illuminate. They just clear out the waves in no time. It's so easy for them. And with this happening, they can easily take this mid tower. But the Dire team are actually prepared. They have the Radiant side. The Furon is still farming at bot lane. He knows that putting the pressure on all sides is the way to crush the opponents. He can just TP on every lane, keep pushing all the lanes here, and keep pressurizing the opponents. Meanwhile, these guys just stick around in mid, and Crowley taking hits from the tower, force staffing himself out, taking a few hits there. and should regen quite effectively with the +10 regen that he gets from the Quas. He's going back a little. He's going to stay safe for a while, not really going near the tower there. On bot lane, we have Anti-Mage actually blinked up, and he's trying to farm. He's got the boots and the belt of strength now.
Alright, the power thread is almost done on Anti-Mage. We got great tower progress on the team Radiant. The Dire team tower is down to 374 health, and I think next creep wave is definitely going to take out this tower unless the Dire team tries to regroup at this tower and have to defend it off. But meanwhile, since even if they think of doing such an activity, they need to take care of the Furion. He's actually moving all over the place. You know, if you check out Furion, he's now pushing. Oh no, he's getting in the middle. They are determined to take the tower now, and I think that's the right time for them to take it. And it's pretty low. The tower is only down to 150, 153. They're going to take it down. Oh, the Death Prophet comes in with an ultimatum. There's a huge gank happening right now.
Ghost Walk by Invoker actually gets him out. The Death Prophet's ulti is actually wasted unless they have a dust or anything on him. He actually gets spot a fissure. Timely fissure lands there, getting Mr. Crowley's killing spree. Death Prophet actually gets him. They actually used a dust, and they had that vision on the Ghost Walk of Invoker. Invoker actually falling down there, the killing spree being taken by Death Prophet. Earthshaker manages to deny the mid tower, and therefore now they have just a little bit of advantage here. Meanwhile, in mid lane there seems to be something happening. Ricky Maru is actually just scouting these heroes here. For one lone pickup, one careless move by maybe Earthshaker, who seems to be a little weak, and Paper at the moment can easily 500 HP is just not a big deal for Ricky Maru here. 3 hits in the smoke, and the 4th hit with a backstab would probably get it done.
Oh, but he teleported out of the place. Apparently he got better things to do. He's farming, he needs farm. He says, why wait in the jungle, let's go farming. Bottom lane is all empty and vacant.
The point is that they do not need these engagements. They are already at a comfortable position, and they just need to make their position stronger. Now, once
wait. Does this mean that you ascertain that Oblique Gaming is definitive of the outcomes of all the ganks they're gonna inquire?
Well, definitely, because once he has a diffusal blade, a power threads, and with a BKB, Ricky Maru is unhittable. And the smoke would give him the evasion that he needs. And we see something happening in the mid. The Courier actually going close. Okay, Invoker actually has his Mystic Staff being bought. And anyways, we are talking about Ricky Maru here. The thing is, with the smoke, it makes the complete team useless if he gets one good smoke off, or even 2 nice supports that can disable these guys under a smoke. The team goes down. Because he has a BKB now and a diffusal blade, he's going to hit much harder with the backstab, the blink strikes. He is definitely going to out DPS Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage would actually have to blink in to the gank, spending his mana and the cooldown on a blink and starting to hit. But if at that moment a smoke is there, again that is negated. He's rendered useless.
Definitely, and that is the time when he will need the full support of all these supports, and that's apparently not happening right now.
Just a power threads and a battle fury here. Invoker just actually popping off those random EMP tornadoes on any support that he can see and easily escaping with the 4-star there. He doesn't even need to escape because he's just playing with them. He's just toying around with them as he sees them. Mage is actually trying hard. He has 145 last hits and in his scoreboard at 23 minutes in. It's not bad, but it's not the best either. Meanwhile, we have Invoker with 90 hits, which is not really great, but he still has the map presence with 3 kills, 2 assists, and we see Invoker just picking up the regen rune, and Ricky Maru picks up the key item that Black King bar is. This is what I was talking about. He is truly invincible now.
Right, we're going to see much of him. Even though the sleepers of agility are right there, they're not used and converted or anything. He's actually focusing on his core items now. And since you say the use of BKB and the diffusal blade is going to render him almost immune to everything. The evasion that is given by the smoke, okay, that's trying to get it. That's going to be really helpful for Ricky at this point of time. We do see a push on the top tower. Oh, they're just making the team DMC just staying away from the tower so they can just hit it back and finish it off. But there's a lot of health available. 1376. It's a lot of health on the tower still. All right, we got a group here.
If you can see
Ricky,
you're already dead.
At its best.
Teleports coming out on the top, Dead Prophet coming out on top. Shadow Poison was the only thing that latched on to the Rikimaru. The Fade and the Blink did not help here. They still want to take this tower, and they should, in fact, easily. Dead Prophet goes out with her ultimate. Fissure Lance hits no one. Dead Prophet is still chasing someone. They're still trying to make some sense out of this. But Invoker's they just retreated. Invoker just giving that tornado there to stall them for a moment. Meanwhile, the team is just going back, and now they're off to farming neutrals wherever. They're farming anywhere they can. This is the efficiency that should be expected. Anywhere you see creeps, you gotta farm. You have to utilize every time that you are present in the game and alive. As we speak, Akasha, or the Queen of Pain, has actually picked up a illusion rune, and we see a little bit of jitter there. Seems to be some little packet loss that's happening, I guess. We still see them going for the mid. And a Furion, would we see a trap going on? No, a trap doesn't go out. A split earth comes in from Leshrac.
They're all in for tower.
They're actually missing all these kills. It's actually not happening. There again is an issue of lag. They're missing all these kills. The split earth missed. The fissure missed. He couldn't put a ward trap on the Dead Prophet here. There seems to be a serious issue here at hand. They are all having it, it seems. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage has picked up a Yasha on him, which is a good item. He is fairly, like, just probably 1,500 gold away from his Manta style being completed. We also saw a gem, a sentry ward on Rubik, and a gem on the Queen of Pain. She has invested a lot in gems. She has not been getting that farm. 1.6 thousand gold in her bank account, 84 creeps, 2 deaths, 3 assists. That's the story of Queen of Pain. That's all she has. Well, it just seems so difficult for them this game. Such a dominating position by the Oblique Gaming side. The Rikimaru with his blink, the Keeper of the Light with his huge range illuminate that can clear off creep waves, that forces the enemy heroes to just disperse themselves as far away as they can.
It even takes out the vehicles, right? The illusion.
Absolutely.
So that's a huge advantage. I mean, your creeps and the radiant creeps, they don't fix themselves on the vehicles. Then the vehicles get creeped out, so they're all clear to go for the next tower or objective, or maybe attack the hero that is over there. So that's a huge advantage that Team Radiant enjoys in terms of the illuminate from Kotl. The game is still in pause condition. This is getting really tiring. Okay, all we can do, we can wait for it.
And the game is unpausing. Big shout out to Alienware, Dell, Microsoft Windows 8 again, and Lord Nod Productions. EMP going out under the tower. They're already at 0 mana. It shouldn't affect them much. There's not much that they can do except retreat back and get refilled their mana. That's the only thing left to do. Meanwhile, we have Queen of Pain actually going around the way, and she's actually trying to snipe one off, but I don't know what she's planning here. She has a blink and a gem here. It's a risky move if she gets caught. We did see Rikimaru actually noticing her, and Ezreal actually chasing her. He has his mana leak maxed out. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's the way to go here. You do not max out Illuminate in a competitive game. Mana leak is the way to go. It is such a pain when you use Mana Leak properly. Most pub players do not realize it, but Mana Leak is the one that helps the team the most. What Illuminate does is, it actually just keeps on pushing, which makes the creep equilibrium, that's a new term here, that was actually founded by Luminous, I guess, from Dota commentaries. But the creep equilibrium is actually, it pushes the creep equilibrium towards the tower, and that gives the opponent team an easy farm under their tower. That's one thing that should be avoided at all costs. That's the reason why we pull.
What's the word again?
Creep equilibrium. It's a combination of creep equilibrium.
All right.
It's like that.
Creep equilibrium.
Yeah.
Huh? All right, that's good.
So it's just a fancy term, Americans and all that. So anyways, we have a Ghost Scepter pickup by Queen of Pain, the 1.6 thousand finally being put to use here. She's out on the bottle. She has no charges on the bottle. A Ghost Scepter is the perfect item that I was talking about. That's the only thing you could have used in the smoke, and Queen of Pain has gone ahead and got that excellent item choice, but a little wasted. She is not, now she makes herself.
You need to tell me how useful that's going to be.
Because basically when you're in the smoke and you're getting those hits on Akasha, when Rikimaru is getting that hit off on Akasha, she can just smoke up because, she can just use the Ghost Scepter that puts her into an ethereal form, which avoids any physical attacks. That gives her immunity from any physical attacks. Although the catch here is that Rikimaru actually has a diffusal blade. Now with the recent changes, the second last change that came in, what happened was actually the diffusal blade actually was able to wear that ghost form off. So once you get into the ghost form with the Ghost Scepter, you can and when Rikimaru uses his diffusal blade, it instantly comes off. So again, it's not the best of items that she could have got, although it's a start. Maybe a Yule Scepter would have worked better for her in this case, but at this point, well, it's cheap and it's effective. It should work out. We also haven't seen the Shadow Blade, or the new one, the Fade. There's a new item that has been invented.
I didn't see. What was it called? It was. It forms up the Lothars, right?
Yes, it's a component of the Lothars now.
Of something.
Well, I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss of the items.
Check it out. There you go, Shadow Amulet.
Shadow Amulet, Shadow Blade, and this is the component, Shadow Amulet. It gives you a fade going invisible over 2.7 seconds. So that's the time duration during which the process completes, and then you go invisible. Although for how much time, that we are yet to see here. If you move, you will become visible. So okay, and there's no cooldown on it. So basically, when you go invisible and you can just stay on one place, my God, there are so many possibilities popping right into my head right now. So many heroes that can make use of it.
This is just like Templar, isn't it?
Absolutely, the meld on Templar. You can just, but only thing is you're fixed at one place. Exactly like Templar, the meld. Now we see Furion actually raising his army on top. He's pushing this steadily. He has Lothars, also known as Shadow Blade here, with a mechanism and Hands of Midas. Now they're actually going for the top. They want to go on top. They're actually trying here. Let's get the shop going. And we see something flying out in the courier. It's a Void Stone here. It's going towards the Invoker. He has his Hex up. Invoker has his Hex up. He is at level 15, maxed out Vex. 2 points in Exhort, 3 points in Quas, and a maxed and a 3 points in the Invoke skill.
Alright, so you got me that on Invoker again, but still okay. I hope this is actually good for him. Alright, that's good. Rikimaru continues to farm in the Dire Jungle, and meanwhile they are just trying to gank up in the middle lane. I think they're planning a push in the middle lane. Oh, there is a matchup happening, there's a team up happening. They are on to...
Mage blinks in a Sprout and gets caught in a Sprout. Cropulus releases her ultimate. They're actually just trying to chase people, and we see a pause again. There is definitely some jittery action that's happening here. We cannot seem to focus here. People are lagging. We are having frames a little bit, and Akasha happens to be in the air at the moment. She's been tornadoed up in the air, and when she lands, that EMP is definitely gonna hit her, I believe. We saw Mage initiating there, a little too restless there. He probably initiated really fast, went in, got a few hits off on Furion, and Furion managed to put the Sprout just in time. Let's take a look at Furion. He's actually managed to walk away using that Shadow Blade here just as soon as Mage blinked on him. We see an unpause coming in, and the gank is still happening. Cropulus uses the BKB. They're going after this Leshrac and the Keeper of the Light. They're still chasing. Rikimaru's landing those last hits. Gets 2 heroes. Crowley gets Barca, Earthshaker, and they're still trying to chase the Mage off. 4-staff. Rikimaru is getting closer to the Mage, but he'll have to resist that chase because it's 5-0. Sorry, it's 3-0. 5 of them are alive, and 3 heroes on the Dire team have died. This is a great opening. This is the point where the game is going to go, and they have a chance to mega this. I do not see them anyway defending this. The only way possible is if Queen of Pain can release that ultimate again, and that would just buy them a little time. But again, the tower has gone down. It's just the barracks that have to be gone, and they're going pretty fast too. They jump in. A Scream of Pain. Anti-Mage is spawning the Nature's Prophet. Earthshaker ended the Rikimaru's dominating streak. Fine. EMP goes off. A fate bolt from Rubik actually sees the deal for Invoker. Keeper of the Light just managing to escape. Mage actually blinking in. He had his Manta completed, jumping in at the right time, doing some damage. 4 heroes down. This just might be a game changer here. This is the opportunity, and if they need to capitalize on this, either they should go for a Roshan or they should take 1 tower. And as we speak, they're actually signaling towards Roshan. That is awesome. This is what I'm talking about. This is the way to go in this game. They need to do this quick and they need to do this fast, because they cannot push the towers. The only option is mid, and that too they just get 1 tower, that too not a base tower.
So that Roshan makes a complete sense at this point of time, and definitely masculine. They're gonna get him. Oh, the Cobb is in trouble. No, got it.
She will TP.
She will TP out. Excellent move. Then they just cashed up on an opportunity when 4 of the heroes of Team OG were down. They wanted to go in for Roshan, and they found it very good time frame to actually get an AGs. So who exactly did take the AGs?
It's Anti-Mage, quite understandably,
yes,
because he's the one who will be blinking in and initiating, like we saw in the last game. He did that on the Furion. He did that on when they took their base tower. There is still a little scope for them, because now is the time when Anti-Mage gets those balls up. He has grown a pair of balls now, and he can jump into any fight and actually do some damage without the fear of him dying. This is the time when he can pick off the support, he can pick off the Furion, he can do something and create room for them to just push out and go through the base.
I did see the Earthshaker as well, creating havoc in that kind of a horde when all the creeps were there. Every hero was nearby, just comes in and uses his ulti, and everybody is like scattered and down to more than down to 50% of the health, and then Anti-Mage drops in, popping on everyone. That's the kind of things there. But Team OG is determined to get the push on the middle tower. They are not taking it lightly. And they do signal a ping on the bottom lane. They might want to hit on it, but no, in all the 4 heroes they just decide to stick in the middle lane. They have decided to take the barracks down, so that there's one this lane there. They need to forget about this lane, so they can start focusing the push on the other lanes. But in a position, Team DMC is determined not to allow them to actually get their barracks, so they are well determined, well coordinated. Meanwhile, the Anti-Mage can make sure that the bottom lane is pushed and taken care of, so that they can actually start focusing on the middle lane reversal. So this is a good attempt, a good reversal by the Anti-Mage and by Team DMC in the middle lane. So they're quite focused now.
And as we speak, Anti-Mage has climbed up to 3,000 gold on his account, 224 hits. Let's just take a look at the last hits at the moment. We have 234 on the Anti-Mage. Ricky falling a little behind after the great early start, falling on 202. Furion catching up. Nature's Prophet a close, now 195. EMP Tornado going off. The pipe has been released. Earthshaker jumps in with an Echo Slam. They're targeting the Leshrac. Leshrac goes down in no time. Prophet with her ultimate is still there. She's trying to chase. Invoker 4-stabs himself out. Mace chasing. Cold Snap, a stun on the Anti-Mage. And they're still trying to get someone. They're still trying to chase this Invoker down. They get him. That Prophet actually managed to get the Invoker. This is a complete reversal. The stuff happening that is only seen. A dust goes off. Furion is actually trying to go back. They know they can see him. He's trying to evade them. Blinks coming in. The Sprout up. And silence. Excellent use of silence. Carrion Swarm. Hits. And a few scales. And he's down. This is a complete reversal. 11 for 11. This game has turned out to be really exciting.
Unbelievable reversal by DMC right there. 2 gangs definitely going in favor of DMC. They are just working it around, ladies and gentlemen. What was early seeming to be a game in favor of Team OG clearly and undoubtedly, but now the doubts have been started creation by the team. DMC, Anti-Mage is popping in, the silence is coming up, the swarms are having just pound the Furions. Lothar, they just used dust on him and chased him and killed him. This is definitely a turn up with the killing of 11 on 11, ladies and gentlemen. This is huge excitement building up, and great gameplay happening right here on the Alienware Game Victorious Regional Finals, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Alienware, Dell, and Microsoft Windows. Amazing team play, amazing action between Team Oblique Gaming and Team DMC, which were actually trying to be, they were looking like a weaker team earlier, but now they have actually come back with a very good output of the couple of gangs that we have recently observed, and we do wish that if they continue like this, that they're definitely going to win this one. And the OG is now more serious and more concerned about how they're going to be about this. Earlier they decided to go for a push in the middle tower, get a barracks done, but now they seem to be focused on the bottom lane. So there's a change of strategies in minds of OG, and there's much more to be seen. Akasha continues to farm in the bottom lane.
And she's picked up a Reaver, which is seriously a high-powered item. The HP that it's going to give her is huge. It's the right choice. They are in the position to buy items now. They have the upper hand. And although the key thing here is to note that Rikimaru actually went for a Basher. Instead, if he would have chosen to go for a Manta style, his illusions would have in fact even helped him in burning mana. The Manta style with the illusions, the DPS increases. With the Basher here, the Basher is not equivalent to a Manta. A Manta is what mattered here. If they would have had a Manta, they could have done this barrack here. They could have got it in the first push. They just needed those few hits before they retreated back in such haste. Right. This was the key difference here. And we see a 5-on-5 gank happening here. Rikimaru is actually scouting them. He has been spotted. BKB popped off by Rikimaru. He's blinking on Rubik. Goes down in 2 shots. Earthshaker blinks in. Echo Slam. Enchant on him. Fissure. But just before it, smoke happens by Ricky. Acrobolus with the ulti. Bent over. Rikimaru gets a double kill. And Mage loses his Aegis. They're still focusing down the Acrobolus. Mage spawned back. Cold Snap goes on, right clicks, they did not allow to move him, as Split Earth takes care of it.
All
Nature's Prophet, focused, and this is the game, this is the horn sounding in favor of the Radiant.
Now is the time they should be going for the middle tower, the barracks should be dead, and middle lane taken care of. This was huge advantage.
It's a team, and we just see Anti-Mage buying back, but there's very little that he can do. At the most, he can just pop a few hits of this Furion. And he does get the kill off with the Furion completely devoured of the mana, and he chooses to go on the Invoker now. Invoker hexes him, the blast goes out, the dispersion, the tornado actually takes care of it. Invoker, excellent use of the 4-star there, mana leak being put on the Invoker by Rubik here. He just gets a stun off, and he will end up dying here. Invoker mispositioned a bit. He tried his best to 4-star himself over the cliff, but still the Mage's blink and the Earthshaker's blink is serious threat. I mean, you can't escape at this point of the game. We see this game going all topsy-turvy.
Dude, this is
insane.
Seesaw going, man. I mean, this is actually unexpected, but this is the kind of behavior we expect from a very good farm anti-mage. I mean, his free farm in the very beginning of the game is actually starting to paying off. I mean, this is where he is actually shining and taking away. You're handling all the 3 heroes by himself, actually killing the Invoker in the process, and then he's again back into the lane farming. I mean, this is really, really amazing reversal by Team DMC. Totally unexpected, but very well placed.
Exactly, that is so true. Like I mentioned, it's just the excellent economic, mindset that Mage had. He knew he has to build it step by step. He cannot be impatient and go for something outrageous. He knew a Manta was the logical choice. In fact, Ricky, I believe, became a little complacent and chose to go for that Basher. He already has enough to disable them under the smoke and pop off hits. What he needed was to make those illusions count, to make those illusions and send them to different places to burn everyone's mana all together. But he ended up going for a Basher, and now the only thing that they can probably do is make the Abyssal Blade, which would go through the BKB. Again, that would take 1,000 gold. That is, I think, what Rikimaru here is aiming at here.
Alright, that's good.
Let's take a look at the last hits here. Now Mage has clearly begun to lead with 312 creep stats, and Furion. Yeah, well, it's interesting. Robin just asked me a question, how does Ricky burn mana? Well, he has Diffusal Blade. An interesting property of the Diffusal Blade is that it has a passive called as Feedback.
Okay.
The Feedback does it burns mana every hit. Burns 20 to 36 mana depending on the level of Diffusal Blade. Now, as you know, we can upgrade the Diffusal Blade. So now it's burning 20 mana, and you would be surprised, or not surprised basically, it's a fact that this is the way the Dota mechanic works, that illusions of a melee hero with a passive actually get the passive ability of the item and the orb effect basically.
In the full damage?
Yes. Absolutely. For example, anti-mages illusions would do complete mana burn. They would do the stat-based damage depending on their percentage reduction, but the damage based on the orb effect of mana burn would be the same for all the illusions. Right. That is the reason anti-mages illusions are so strong. And a similar thing could have been said about Ricky Maru because of the feedback, because of the diffusal blade that he has. That could have worked in his favor, but he chose to go for a diffusal blade. The only logical path now in front of him is to make an abyssal blade out of it and actually lock this anti-mage down, find the real one in the first place, and lock him down. That's a real task there.
So there's much to do with the Ricky Maru. I think he has what he thought is going to be enough for killing out all these and clearing lanes and actually securing a win. Work has just come up for Ricky Maru, as suggested by Kshitij. He goes to go for the Abyssal Blade, thereby spotting the right anti-mage and thereby locking him is the only option that seems out to be right now, because the gang scenario is definitely not working in the favor of Team OG right now, because of this anti-mage who's actually farmed very, very well. And it's only a matter of time when we see these ganks up again. I mean, I think one or two more ganks like these are actually going to decide the fate of this game. We do see some disconnects really happening. Nature's Prophet is gone. He's trying to connect and reconnect. He's getting disconnected again. Oh, it's nothing you can do but just wait for them to reappear. So there is everything that is oh, this is infinitesimal pause. It doesn't seem to be ending anywhere near. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, by this time it comes up, I'm going to take a quick break and take a glass of water. Okay, I'll be just back in 1 minute.
We'll join you guys in a few minutes' time. As soon as the game is resumed, we'll be out with you. Thank you for your patience. I know it's really unfortunate. And thank you for watching. We'll be right back. And the game has been resumed as we speak. A surprise resume coming out of nowhere, and let's see where the game is taking us now. I hope there are no more pauses and someone just wins this, because I'm really tired now. And it's the end of stamina for both of us here. We're really trying our best to sustain the excitement, and it is indeed one of the best and exciting games in the tournament so far. A topsy-turvy, a complete turnaround here. From a place of complete domination, OG have become a little complacent and given away a little bit of their dominating power and have lost the control over the map here. Mage has been really spot on with his decisions. He has made the right choice. He's gone for the right items. And he's still farming steady with 329 creeps. Furion is the only one trying to catch up, but it's a long gap. He's not going to make that. They really need barracks here. They need at least a melee barrack to seal this deal here, but even then there is scope of a turnaround. This is just an insane game. But at this moment, if there's a team wipe, that has to be the end of the game, because you cannot expect a team to just take the barracks and retreat back to the base in safety. No, they will go all out right to the fountain or to the tree to end this thing. And we see them all. Oblique Gaming is grouping on bot lane here. They're trying to make a push here, but they've retreated back again. And the Dire team have actually smoked up and come here. Mage is the only one who has dared to come out of his smoke. He has actually got a Reaver here and is really close to getting his heart out. Once he has that heart, he is going to be a tank, a big ass tank. There's no way you can actually stop him.
Oh, I think I'm going to see that one soon. Already 2200 gold, 2250, I must say. How much more does he need for making a heart right there?
I think it should be 1100 for the vitality and a 1350. I believe that's what heart is. I may be wrong. And they finally, at 44 minutes, it's a record that they are setting here. The Dire team has actually got bot Tar here, and they've TP'd really fast on top, fearing that Furion would actually push the top lane. At 44 minutes, the first star on the bot lane. Your thoughts, Robin?
I'm simply not able to get this. I'm not comprehending this. Why is Team OG keeping themselves back? Why are they, why have they retrieved to farming? Now they should be grouping and actually going into fights, man. They need to decide very soon. Do you really think the farming anymore is going to help them in any way? Because as the time they are farming, so is the other team. Farming is definitely not going to be anywhere at this point. They need to get some towers down. They need to get some barracks down. And they need to win a gank, man.
Exactly, and this is not helping them. They're just trying to stall them, but for no reason. They do not have a Ricky with who can really outshine a mage at this point. Now, as we talk, a Roshan attempt is going on. A Sprout being laid on the Pyro. Earthshaker blinks in with Echo Slam, Fissure, Enchantor blinks. Anti-Mage blinks in. BKB popped off. They're killing out everyone. Anti-Mage is on a killing spree. Just kills Invoker, and Crowley has brought back into the game. Invoker has brought back into the game now. They're going for a Rosh attempt here. It's all about the Die team now. Caught out of position, Furion dies, and a Sunstrike lands at the Rosh spot just in a hope to pick someone off, but they don't. Mage picks up the Aegis of Immortal again. Now this is just not going in favor of Oblique Gaming in any way. He already has enough to get that heart, and he already has. He gets the heart, plus he has a 2.4k gold in his account.
Dude, if you are talking about seeing some reversals, some really good reversals, you just got it. I mean, they were losing bad. They were actually losing bad to Team OG right there, and now they're all of a sudden they're winning every gank. Oh my God, what has happened? It's only the anti-mage, or is it the everyone who's performing suddenly well, or it's just the late game phase that actually makes you so hard to kill? All the items that you've actually got, the textbook credential making of the items, you get a Battle Fury, you get what else you get? You get Power Threads, okay, and then you have got a heart, and all these things in your pocket, and you're just a tank. And you are a killing machine. What I mean, is this the item game then? That when you could maximum items in the late game? Because as far as items is concerned, the opposite team, the team Oblique Gaming, also have items. Okay, then what is actually allowing anti-mage to actually win over these ganks? It's getting way over me. Tell me, Shadish, what is allowing actually the anti-mage to win over all over these ganks?
Well, the previous time it was just bad positioning by Furion. He was caught out single in the middle without any sort of support. He just has a Shadow Blade to walk away, but even that is negated by a Dust of Appearance. And the best part was the Dire team was actually trying to Rosh at that time, so they were in perfect position to jump on the Furion or the Nature's Prophet. Again, a blink and BKB pops off. EMP's Tornado goes off. They're focusing down the Queen of Pain. BKB again on Ricky Maru here. Anti-Mage just picking up Invoker here, Dead Prophet picking up Leshrac here. They're just still chasing everyone down, and Anti-Mage loses the Aegis, but there's still time. Rikimaru's being focused here, he's back, and they're again focusing him. Earthshaker goes down in the meanwhile to Furion. They're still chasing Nature's Prophet. He tries to TP out of there. He will not make it out. Anti-Mage gets an ultra kill. Wicked sick ultra kill. This is the end of the game. This is where it stops. This is the way the DMC team actually wins this game. They've brought their A game here. A buyback, a quick buyback by Furion coming in. He's trying to backdoor and get this down, but a quick TP by Akasha would totally negate that. Furion, Nature's Prophet, has found himself in an odd position again. Poor item choice decisions. This is the Daedalus compounded with a Monkey King Bar is not the way to go. They are two stacking orb effects. They do not stack. Only one will proc at a single time. It's a chance effect. He needed a Hex. He needed some real good items that could make his team stand against these guys, these tankful guys. A Mage with a Heart and a BOT. Now he has so much mobility. He can just keep teleporting back and forth, blinking back and forth, farming all over the place. This is not going good for the team Oblique Gaming.
Check out the whooping 2800 HP on Mage, man.
Absolutely. And Earthshaker just purchased his Scepter. It just shows the position that DMC have created for themselves with patience. There's nothing else, it's just patience. At one point, they had nothing to defend themselves with. Only a Blink and an Earthshaker with a nice placed Fissure and Echo Slash. That's what made it all. The Manta style on the Mage, that is what made all the difference here that we're looking at.
This by far has been a real excitement-packed game right here available at the Alienware Game Victorious Tournament. It's the regional finals brought to you by Alienware, Dell, and Microsoft Windows. An amazing matchup between Team Oblique Gaming and Team DMC. We've just seen a very beautiful reversal by Team DMC, and the Anti-Mage has shined like never before. And going with the textbook build though, but he's actually making things work for DMC. Meanwhile, Furion is trying hard, but as pointed by Kshitij, some bad item choices might have on the part of Rikimaru as well as on part of Furion may have caused this game to Team OG, but then still this game is still in 49 minutes. There's still barracks to be broken, and there can be a reversal again. You never know, but then it's only the outcome of a couple of more upcoming ganks that we're gonna see. Here, over to you, Kshitij.
Well, you cannot call them bad items. They're just not the perfect items in this scenario. They're really good items. The Basher is awesome, but in this way, it does not enhance the potential that Ricky has. With a Manta, every illusion gets a part of the pie, and we see a gang going down here. Fissure lands. They're focusing down the Furion here. He'll barely survive. Scream goes out. He'll barely survive with a little HP here. He's channeling out. He's trying to survive this 30 HP. He goes out. Meanwhile, Lucky falling down and the Invoker falling down. AFK Gaming Anti-Mage is spawning everyone on the map here. He's chasing down Rikimaru as well. He's being picked on and he falls down again. Rikimaru falling for the nth time now. 389. Skull Basher, really not the ideal way to go. He finally picked up a Manta style. The Anti-Mage has a Manta style. Rikimaru did have an Abyssal Blade on cooldown. He tried to use that, but still that did not help. This is way too late into the game where even an Abyssal Blade can't do much on an Anti-Mage with the Heart. It's just inconsequential. There is nothing you can do. The Manta at right moment would have got them this racks at mid lane, but they chose to act a little cocky, in my opinion, going for a Basher, going for the Pub Stomp build. They thought they could really humiliate them in a way by just killing them left, right, and center and bashing them. It's just so bad. Like words wouldn't come out of my mouth now.
That's okay, man. This whole game has landed into 50 minutes of gameplay, and not to mention another 20-30 minutes of pause time, which we did enjoy very much, talking about stuff which you may not have heard about. But then, still the match is on. Clearly, Team DMC is pawning Team OG with every kind of support, and primarily Anti-Mage going in the lead and trying to kill everyone, especially the Rikimaru and Anti-Mage face-off is definitely going in favor of Anti-Mage. The OG team still seems to be a little defensive about it. They're scattered here, and they're just circling near the base tower, just waiting for them and waiting for the DMC guys to just show up at the tower and take the fight to the tower. They're not ready to go in on the open grounds. Apparently they find the use of tower as a viable option, even though, and they go inside and give a little pushback, just checking out near the AGs of Immortal. The players are going off here. Kshitij.
Skies of Vice as a key item being picked up on Akasha. Finally, the Ghost Scepter did indeed pay off. She actually managed to live through the game. 50 minutes of the game that they played. They actually had they sustained it and they managed to live through it, and finally we see a Scythe and a heart being picked up by Akasha, or the Queen of Pain as we know her as. And meanwhile, Rikimaru is just sitting on that Vitality booster, a Diffusal Blade, which is level 1. He hasn't been bothered to upgrade it, and rightly so. That decision is totally fine. I agree with it. A Manta style still would have made a lot of difference. But anyways, now that's the past. In this scenario, I definitely think that the Dire team can hold off any attempt of aggression or anything that they can make. Meanwhile, we see the Nature's Prophet purchasing a Black King Bar and Anti-Mage purchasing an Abyssal Blade. So an Abyssal Blade on Anti-Mage is even better, because without the illusions on Rikimaru, he knows who to target. He knows there's just one of his kind. There's just one of the Rikimaru's kind, and that's the easiest way to target him. Even in smoke, you can use an item, so that again gives him the ability that if Rikimaru jumps in with a smoke, they can easily just click him and he'll be stunned for 2 seconds, or 2 odd seconds. I think it's 1.4 seconds. In spite, even of the fact that he has his BKB on. The DMC have brought themselves in a very strong position. 478 creeps last hits on Anti-Mage, 3000 HP on Anti-Mage. This is insane. He is a 6-packed Anti-Mage, as we call him in India, a 6-pack Anti-Mage, complete with all his items, abs, the works. You know, he has everything that a hero needs. We still see them actually trying to focus on top tower. They have grouped, and they seem to be an impending clash. Tornado, EMP going down, Anti-Mage squad, Hex immediately, Sprout going on, right click going on, Fury on Hex, Scream of Pain goes, Akasha with her ultimate, and ES comes in with the Fissure, the Blink, and the takedown. Leshrac going down, Dead Prophet going down, Nature's Prophet just buys back into the game. Anti-Mage again picking up Keeper of the Light here again. He still does not stop. It's a 3-for-1 trade in favor of DMC here. Dead Prophet being the only one falling in that whole encounter. The Pipe being used, the Ghost Scepter being used, every skill being used, Furion being hexed completely nicely. Dead Prophet seems to have gone bald. He seems to be under the treatment of carcinogenic substances, I guess. I don't know. She has some therapy to be done, and we have Queen of Pain actually going bot now. I am lost. I'm at a loss of words now. I'm sorry. I'm at the end of my patience and end of my vocal cord sustainability. Anyways, I'd like Robin to fill something in.
I'll definitely help you there. I mean, this is about time. This is about time when they should be ending this game. All the 4 heroes on Team Radiance are dead, and they're just going for tower. They're definitely going to take this one very easy. Kill with the heart. There's no effect of any kind of damage on Anti-Mage with a whooping 3072 health and an awesome mana regeneration and an unspeakable health regeneration. Anti-Mage just dwells up. They're going for the Roshan. He's going in alone. He pushes the Bash Slan on him. There's definitely very easy AGs for AGs acquisition for Anti-Mage. This is more or less. With this, I'm sure with this with the acquisition of this Ages of Immortal, they're just gonna go in and finish off this game. Totally unexpected scenario changeover when the things were going all in favor of Team Oblique Gaming, the DMC Death Merchants. Am I right? Death Merchants, right? Death Merchants. Yeah, if I'm right, DMZ. DMC, my bad. The DMC team is definitely shown what it takes to be taking the game into the late game. All right, there goes the Aegis is down, and I think they're going to push the mid lane and going to go for a finish. No, the mage is still scouting for more farmers, getting ready for everything and every way it's possible. So they're just going for the top lane, maybe going for the Furion. Okay, no, they're just a little worried. If Furion goes to the top, Furion just decides to get into these trees and be safe from them. He just teleports out of it. Oh, he's just trying to go here and there, just trying to disrupt their positioning, try not allow them chance not to regroup and push in one lane, because they know if they got push in one lane, Furion is definitely gonna go in the other lane and then push the lanes back. And I'm sure the kind of damage all these heroes are having, they can take down towers in a pretty much easy manner. Yeah, so alright, they have just gathered and decided to go for the towers. They're just taking the top tower. Oh man, 57 minutes into the game, 58 minutes happening. Furion just reached the top tower, being countered by the Queen of Pain and the Earthshaker equally. Alright, that's great. Okay. So the Furion is making sure that the team DMC does not regroup in one lane together. However, this is actually this may be in favor of, but then there's a possible gank happening. They're just ignoring the double damage rune, man. They're just not bothered about it. That's the kind of pressure we can see building up on Team OG right now, because by far less we've seen Team OG, going for very sweep and clean wins in the recent games. But now Team DMC is just just making them run over the field. It's just scrambling everywhere. Shitish, what do you think about it?
I know, as incredible as this game has been, it's been a roller coaster ride. Complete entertainment for everyone here. It's just amazing entertainment. Teleport scrolls lying on the Roshan pit just like freebies. Anyone who wants can pick them up. This just shows Roshan has been used extensively. He's been killed again and again. Finally, we see a bot EMP Tornado initiation here. Probabilis has released her ulti and Illuminate actually clearing the wave. They still do not want to stop. Akasha initiates, goes in, cold snap, blink strikes, and smoked. Finally, Akasha is still taking the hits. Anti-Mage with the BKB. He's trying to focus down Invoker. Invoker dies. Earthshaker finally jumps in with the Echo Slam. The Fissure, the Enchant Totem, one hit away. The Ghost Scepter keeps Ezreal alive. Scream of Pain finally comes in, taking down Leshrac, and Keeper of the Light falls down as well. Into the base. This is completely an act of defiance here. They're doing everything they can to show them who's the daddy and who's dominating them. This is the game. This should be GG, well played, and the call should be coming out real soon. I guess they're just having fun now. They know it has ended for them. 2 for 4 trade in favor of DMC, and they're winning this like a cake. The patience has paid off. Amazing game. The right choices on the items. This has been amazing.
So this is mostly it for Team OG, I believe. This is definitely going in round 3. All the more excitement, triple the excitement has become. Round 3, ladies and gentlemen, 1 round in favor of Team OG, 2nd round in favor of Team DMC. We're going to see the next round definitely as action is going to be intense, more and more complex, and more strategies coming up. There is a GG call there. Do we have a GG? Yes, we do have a
GG call. Anti-Mage sitting on 13,000 gold, nothing to buy. This is just incredible. A GG call coming out as we're waiting for the players to disconnect from the game. It's been a hell of a ride. Amazing game here. Both the sides bringing up their A game. A little arguable or questionable item choices on the Radiant side has probably cost them the game. They're still trying to fight a little bit. The illusions are so tanky that illusions are taking out every hero, I guess. I don't know. It's just amazing. Anyways, I think we're just gonna go and get out of this game where Anti-Mage has become godlike. Does he have a rapier here? No, he doesn't have a rapier. He doesn't need to have a rapier now. go next is the call, and we will go for the next game. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Big shout out to Alienware, Dell Computers, and Microsoft Windows 8. Lord Not Productions for bringing the casters in. I'm Croc. With me was Robbins Gupta, also known as Punjab Police.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a good game. Thank you.
Thank you a lot. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Dire team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Alright, we're back, guys, into the game 3. An exciting best of 3 here. First game being picked up by Oblique Gaming, and the